Track and field continues to dominate.
And softball prepares for their season.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. Welcome into the Penguin Rundown. I'm Christina Sainovich alongside Abbas Braswell. Abbas, it's our first time getting to host together.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this for a little while now, and today we're going to talk about a lot of sports going around YSU.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm excited for this week, a lot to do. I know that the men's basketball team is really hoping that all the students come out on Saturday. They've talked about it a little bit. They've got their last home game of a 5-game homestand on Saturday before they hit the road again, and then the women's basketball team comes home for a couple of games as well, so we'll be excited to be at that. But I think you're going to get us started with some tennis.
Yes, I will. The women's tennis team had a successful first weekend of dual play as they would dominate St. Francis 6-1. YSU's Tamara Tufel, Lucia Zager, and Cassandra Moralea all won their singles matches against the Red Flash. The Gwens will go undefeated in doubles play as Iman Hassim and Claudia Barboza will force a tiebreaker at 6-all. With YSU scoring the final 3 points to win, Lucia Zager and Tamara Tufel would bring home YSU's final victory, scoring the last 2 points to win it 7-5. The team will hit the court again this weekend as they face and host Duquesne Dukes at 6 p.m. on Friday.
The men's team picked up a 7-0 win against St. Francis last Friday. This win marks their third victory to kick off the season. The team won all singles matches and 3 doubles to claim the victory. Standout players included junior Vasilis Vardakis at number 1 and freshman Laurentiu Mondicescu, who earned his first dual win of his college career. The team unfortunately ended their winning streak on Sunday as they fell to Butler 4-3. The Penguins would win the doubles point, winning 2 of 3 matches, but fell in a dramatic finish in singles play. Eric Gran and Paul Virgili Blanco would win the rubber match 7-5 to give YSU the doubles point, but Butler prevailed to win the match. The team is back in action Saturday at Morgan State.
Softball kicks off their 2020 season this Friday at the American Lodge and Suits Tournament. Friday, they will face off against Maryland East Shore and Canisius. They will follow up on Saturday once again against Maryland East Shore and will end their weekend on Sunday against Canisius. The entire tournament will be held at Bowling Springs, North Carolina, and Gardner-Webb. The Gwens will play their first 22 games on the road and will not play at home until March 24th against Northern Kentucky. Now, for a preview of the softball team, Katie Rogers-Videla and Monica Kurjan joins us at the roundtable.
Thanks, Abbas. Welcome into the roundtable. I'm Monica Kurjan alongside Katie Rogers-Videla. Katie, it's finally softball season. We've been waiting a long time for this.
So exciting.
I know, I'm really excited. So let's just jump right into it. Let's start off by covering how they kind of did last season. They finished 25-29 overall, 13-9 in the conference, and they finished 3rd in Horizon League play. And the preseason poll actually just came out, and they're predicted to be tied for 3rd in Horizon League again this season. They're predicted to be tied with Northern Kentucky. So going off of how they did last season and kind of how they started and where they were at this point last season, what are your thoughts?
They really didn't have a great start to their season last year. They started 22 away games, and they went 4-16, not too hot. But once they came home, they had a winning streak. And but they're playing a lot of different teams than they played last year. But they start off the season again with 22 road games, and they won't be home till March 14th.
Yeah, and softball, it's very, very hard for them because they're going from playing in Ohio to being on the road for the majority of the beginning of their season. So luckily enough, though, they have a lot of key players returning from last year's teams to this year's team that is hopefully going to have them have a good season again. So they have Ellie Buffenbarger, who's a junior pitcher, and she's really going to have to step up this season after they lost Addie Jarvis and Paige Gianangel. She made 26 appearances with 18 starts last season. She had 8 victories and 2 shutouts. So you're covered in the circle with her. But then we're going out to the outfield. You have Yasmin Romero, making her return. She's a junior. She started every single game last season. She had a .278 batting average, 13 multi-hit games, 52 hits, and 7 stolen bases. And another big key player out in the outfield is Gracia. She's a sophomore this year, has that freshman season under her belt, and last season she was named to the Horizon League All-Freshman team. So those are 3 players who are going to be big key factors to this year's team. Who else is standing out to you?
So I picked a couple upperclassmen. I picked Nikki Sabini. She's a junior. She has had a great collegiate career. This past year, she played 53 of 54 games, and in one game against Oakland, she had a 3-run home run and a grand slam in the same game. And another one I picked was a senior, Maddie Lush. She played 49 of 54 games, and as a freshman, she was co-freshman of the year, and her sophomore year, she was the second-team All-Horizon League, and I'm really excited to see what her and the 3 other seniors do. But you're going to get us started with some freshmen, too.
Yeah, there's 7 freshmen on the team this season, so they're really going to have to step up. And the one who's really standing out to me is Conchetta Rinaldi. She's a catcher. She's local. She's from Cardinal Mooney. I played against her growing up, and she's impressed me from the time that we were 12 until now. So I think that her, along with Casey McGraw and Kennedy Vrabel, are really going to have to step up and kind of be leaders as freshmen on this team. So that's going to do it for us here at the Round Table. Be sure to follow along on YSUsports.com for the first 22 games of the season, which are away. And be sure to come out in March for the first home game. I'm Monica. This is Katie, Abbas, and Christina. Back to you.
Thanks, Monica. The baseball team has the first pitch breakfast coming up this Saturday at Waypoint in Canfield. The event will open up its doors bright and early at 8 a.m. with a buffet to start at 8:30 and the program to start at 9. You don't want to miss this year's guest speakers as the notorious Big Red Machine member, Ken Griffey Sr., and Cleveland Indians TV play-by-play broadcaster, Matt Underwood, will talk to the audience. During the event, you also have the opportunity to meet the 2020 baseball squad, enjoy a buffet breakfast, participate in silent and live auctions, and purchase some YSU baseball gear. Be sure to get your tickets before it's too late. Contact Shane Davis at ssdavis@ysu.edu for more information on purchasing tickets.
The YSU men and women's swim and dive teams returned to action this past Saturday to face off against Denison and Ohio Wesleyan in a dual meet at the Trumbull Aquatic Center. The men were led by Brandon Chong, who had a pair of second-place finishes in the 50-yard breaststroke and the 100 IM. Wilson Cannon finished third in the 50-yard breaststroke, while Ryan Scher placed third in the 100 IM. As for the women, who had a great weekend taking home 3 events, they were led by Tiffany St. Giles, who finished first in the 100-yard breaststroke with a time of 1 minute and 7.56 seconds. Also leading the way was Mallory Pitstick, who finished first in the 50-yard breaststroke with a time of 31.07 seconds. Pitstick also finished second in the 100-yard IM. Casey Prentice picked up the first place finish in the 50-yard butterfly with a time of 25.65 seconds. And sophomore Tess Weiskopf also had second place finishes in both the 1 and 3 meter diving events. Hannah Alger had second and fifth place finishes in the 100-yard breaststroke and butterfly, as Arby Whitaker finished second in the 300-yard freestyle. The men's and women's swim and dive team will be back in action February 19th at the Horizon League Championships.
The YSU track and field squad had a busy weekend. The team hosted the YSU National Mid-Major Invitational. In total, the Penguins claimed 7 top 5 finishes. Junior Natalie Fleming started off with the first place win in the 1 mile. She had a personal best time of 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Junior Tanisha Myers dominated the competition in the 400-meter dash. In shot put, freshman Olivia Bentley won with a throw of 14.23 meters, her personal best. In the 200-meter dash, the women took the top 3 spots. Sophomore Sarithia Henderson finished first, followed by freshman Kindia Matlock and then Tanisha Myers. As for the men, seniors Don Westbay and Brandon Orlando secured the top 2 spots in the shot put. In the 200-meter dash, sophomore Dakari Carter was runner-up. Jet Murphy took third in the pole vault. At the same time, a few members of the team were away at the Penn State National Open. Junior Nicole Squatrito represented and got second in the 1 mile. Julia Elliott returned to action this weekend and finished second in the 60-meter dash. 7.3 seconds ranks first in the Horizon League and 20th in the nation. Elliott's performance earned her Horizon League Women's Runner of the Week. Junior Sean Peterson placed first in the 1 mile. His time of 4 minutes and 5.19 seconds is the second fastest in school history and is also the fastest in the conference. He was named Horizon League Men's Runner of the Week for the second week in a row. Abbas was able to catch up with Tanisha Myers, Sean Peterson, and Saruthia Henderson to look ahead at the conference championship.
Conference is right around the corner. I'll be doubling in the mile and the 8. Obviously, I'd like to win both, give our team the best chance to repeat again as champs. So,
just keep practicing hard. We won conference last year, indoor and outdoor, so we plan to do that again.
All of the 200 runners on our team will probably place in the conference finals, so that was kind of like a preview of it. With Sue and Kanaya running, Julia will run it also. She didn't run the 2 this weekend. So just running with them helped me see how the race is going to be at conference, so that'll help push us.
Up next for the Penguins, they'll be at the Akron Invitational on February 7th.
It was a tough weekend on the road for the women's basketball team. After 2 tough defeats at the Bigley Center, Youngstown State would drop their next 2 games. Their first loss came Thursday night to the UIC Flames, 59-53. UIC entered the contest at 2-18 overall. After the tough loss, YSU faced the Horizon League leading IUPUI Jaguars. The team fought hard but fell 77-69. Junior Chelsea Olsen led the team in points, rebounds, and assists. Junior McKenna Peters returned from an ankle injury and put up double-digit points. Redshirt junior Nadeja Jackson also reached double-digit points in the defeat. Head coach John Barnes sat down to talk about this weekend's games.
Well, it's tough because Wright State's one of the best teams in the conference, and NKU is playing some of the best basketball in conference. They just beat Green Bay by 20 points, so it's a big challenge. It's nice to be at home. We've been on the road forever. The kids are excited to be able to sleep in their own bed, get back into class, get back into a routine. All of that is going to help us play better basketball.
Next for the women's basketball team is a 5-game homestand. Tonight, the Penguins will host the Wright State Raiders and will then host the Northern Kentucky Norse on Saturday. Best of luck to the women's basketball team as they look to get back to their winning ways.
The men's basketball team split the weekend at home with a loss to UIC and a win over IUPUI. On Thursday night, the men went into overtime for the 3rd straight game. Despite a career-high 25 points by junior Nas Bohannon, plus 10 rebounds for his 5th double-double of the season, the Gwents lost this one 90-83. Bohannon's 10 rebounds lifted him to 700 career rebounds, making him just the 9th player in program history and the 2nd in the Division I era to do so. Head coach Jared Calhoun touched on Nas Bohannon's accomplishment.
Nas has had a tremendous impact, not only on basketball, but I've really enjoyed his growth as a human being. I think that's why, I've always liked the college level. He came in as a freshman, and now he's totally changed the way he operates on a day-to-day basis, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in the community. He's really played great basketball here lately.
On Saturday, the Penguins came back strong, holding the lead over IUPUI for 39 minutes of the eventual 91-76 win. Sophomore Darius Quisenberry scored a team-high 22 points, 16 of which came in the second half. 4 other players also scored in double digits for the men. The team scored a season-high 12 three-pointers on 27 attempts. The Gwens now sit at 13-11 overall and 6-5 in league play. The men's basketball team will close out their 5-game homestand on Saturday as Cleveland State comes into town. Tip-off is slated for 6 p.m. And now it's time for our Play of the Week. We're going to send over to Kelsey Norris, who has more.
Thanks, guys. This season, the men's basketball team has had many outstanding performers, but this week we're highlighting senior Devin Morgan. Let's check it out. And here we'll see Morgan in the game against IUPUI, sinking a 3 from the left wing. He reached double figures, scoring 11 in this contest. Because of his performance, the team defeated IUPUI 91-76. The men also faced UIC later, where Morgan had 3 three-pointers and added 13 points to the Gwens total. Unfortunately, the team would fall 90-83. Congrats to Morgan and good luck to the rest of the season. Christina and Abbas, back to you.
Thanks, Kelsey, and that's just about going to do it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. I'm Christina Stainovich.
And I'm Abbas Braswell.
See you next Thursday, Penguin Nation.